It's not about motivation. Winners need discipline. Wake up and win today. Discipline comes from within.
Boxing King Media in association with BOXRAW. Delighted to be joined by Amir Khan and Adil Hussain, all the way from Dubai. You know, whilst it's freezing cold here, you guys are out there enjoying the sun.
Loving the sun. The weather's amazing. And yeah, I mean, look, I think it's a good time now. You get a nice breeze, but it's just not too cold. And obviously, you said, right, this is Adil. Adil Hussain he loves his boxing. He looks after. What I love most about my brother here is that obviously he's got legal blows and he looks after a lot of the young fighters, meaning it could be from contracts to advice on how to get contracts signed or how to do a deal with promoters. Mashallah, the guy just does it from the love of his heart, you know what I mean? Which is a big thing nowadays. Everyone's there for a reason nowadays. Look at the people that I've met through my lifestyle. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you beat me to it, Amir. I was going to ask Adil to just introduce himself. Obviously, Adil Hussain.
What are you in? I'll do for him, man.
I got the king to introduce me, man. Not more do I want.
Yeah, that's it. Adil, like what Amir just says there, you know, you play a big part. You're helping out a lot of fighters. You're working with some fighters already. Legal Blows is your company. And just a little bit of an introduction about yourself and your role in boxing at the moment.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So look, I should make it clear. I'm a lawyer by profession. I have a day job. Legal Blows is my passion project. And I've been fortunate enough to have someone like Amir supporting us from day one, you know, which has helped give me the credibility, if I'm honest. So thank you, Amir, on record, you know, he's been great for me. Legal Blows is essentially set up because I love boxing and I'm a lawyer. So, you know, what I saw was just having some chats with Amir and other fighters as well, you know, just getting to understand the business side of the fighting game, the legal side, you know, how boxers get contracts or other contracts. And sometimes, you know, they haven't got the luxury of getting proper legal advice and they're just signing what's in front of them. And sometimes what they sign is actually not a good deal for them.
Yeah.
So the whole point of setting up Legal Blows essentially was just to offer some support, some, you know, advice where it's required on legal contracts and to encourage the new wave of boxers, because the man sitting on my left, no one's going to deny this. He paved the way for the next generation of Muslim boxers. There's no doubt about that. Anyone who denies that is living in cloud cuckoo land. So again, you know,
alhamdulillah, yeah.
So that's, you know, that's down to Amir.
Alhamdulillah, but you know, the thing is, obviously, I was quite lucky that we were making so much money back in the day. I was doing so well in the game that was a household name from the Olympic Games, that I had the money to spend on getting the right team. You know, and paying the right team, and getting the best experience, getting the best work out of them as well. Yeah. Whereas now, there's a lot of young fighters out there, in my opinion, that don't make that kind of money, don't have that backing, don't have the money, so they can't really get the best lawyers. Or this is why I think it's brilliant to have someone like yourself who can help them when it comes to contracts. Because you're gonna look at it like, it's funny because I've sent him contracts. You know what I mean? I've sent him big contracts like when the Brook fights, or I've showed him other contracts, and he said, and what the changes that you wanting to make were exactly the changes my other lawyer Jeff wanted anyway. Yeah. So if you think about it, they're getting you for free, but you gave them the same type of line of work to look after these guys the same way. So which not many people would do. You know, you love it because it's your passion, but it's just nice for someone to do that. So that's why I got a lot of respect for Adil, because he doesn't have to do this. He wants to look after the young fighters.
I'm going to ask you, Amir.
Yeah, just to help and support.
What, Amir, you could align yourself with anyone, any company out there, any upcoming lawyer. Why did you choose Adil Hussain and Legal Blows to
I've
be
worked with Adil a long time. You know, we've done a lot of events. We've got events coming up. We do events and stuff like that as well. And plus, he's a friend. He's become a friend now as well. I remember me and Farrell first met him. We met him in the Palace Hotel downtown, and we just had a sit down. And you know, look, bro, I meet many people. You can imagine the amount of people I've met, from the richest shakers to the top 5 people, and
to all the black.
We sat down with Adil, I was like, yeah. And when I sat with him, I thought, oh, this is gonna be another. This is gonna be another one. You know, sorry, Adil. I got, this is gonna be another one. But then, as I got speaking to him, you could see that. See, the first thing I look at in a person is that they have to have a clean heart. If you have a clean heart, then I know that they're never gonna fuck someone else over, let alone you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you want. You want a good, clean team, an honest team. And when I straight away got it and we clicked since then, alhamdulillah, you know. So it's all look, boxing, you know, and as I know, is it's a dirty sport. It can be a dirty sport where contracts are thrown at fighters last minute. You sign this and they're stuck in a long-term deal, and or they don't get paid what they should be getting paid, or the TV rights and they've just been screwed over on sponsors and TV. And so this is where Adil comes in. And obviously, look, end of the day, I like the work he does basically, and that's the reason I thought, you know, I'll come on board and I want to help him. And if he ever needs any advice from me, because we've been there, we've done it all, I'm always there for him.
And if I may just add to that, Amir, with Amir, I think, you know, he's achieved what no one else has achieved in the Muslim game and beyond as well. You know, Olympian at the age of 17, two-time world champion. We know the history. No one's come close to that. And the amount of love and respect he showed me from that first visit, first time we met, no one in the game who I've met since has shown me that level of respect. This is someone who, as I said, we've all looked up to, household name. And he values what I say and what I advise him. And I'll be honest with you, you know, sometimes when, as I said, this is a passion project, I don't charge for looking at anyone's contract, and that's whether it's Muslim or non-Muslim. I'm working with lots of fighters who aren't Muslim, by the way, so I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
I'm open to anyone who just wants a bit of help.
It's good to clarify that, because that was going to be my next question. You work with anyone, basically, yeah.
No, so absolutely, and I've done stuff, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying, but Denzel Bentley, for example, you know, spoke with Robbie Davies, for example, Dylan Chima. Anybody who needs a bit of help and support, I'm happy to provide it. And as I said, with Amir, he's valued that. One thing I will say is sometimes, you know, when you prepare to help people for free, they think that they're getting a sub-service of some sort, or they don't value that, if I'm honest with you, because it's free. And why is this guy just spending time, you know? So
you want something out of it.
And I'll be honest, the brown face, sometimes people don't recognize who and I'm not going to sing my own praises, but I work at one of the largest law firms in the world, which turns over $4 billion per year. I haven't got a lot of time.
That's why you don't have to do this. But you do project. And like I said, I reckon when I had that first meeting, I was a bit, I've got another meeting.
About the lawyer as well.
Look, whenever you go out with the missus, it's always like, you know what I mean? And, but then obviously we got on like house on fire. So look, I think this is it's great that what Adil's doing, helping young fighters come through because they need that support. Look, there's a lot of fighters out there who don't have people doing their contracts for them, lawyers and nothing. And it's expensive as well. So why don't you start utilizing something like this now while it's there for you? You know, it's
definitely so. And obviously, if any of the fighters out there want advice, contact yourself, Adil Hussain, on Instagram. I'm guessing you've got an email address, Legal Blows. You've got an Instagram account as well. You can give him a hand. The other thing we're going to talk about, Adil, obviously, you've got an event coming up on the 20th of April, the Muslim Boxers Awards. You've got coming up. You've arranged that. It's happening in Birmingham. I understand Amir is going to be there, and you've given Boxing King Media the exclusivity to be a media partner with regards to that event as well. So thank you for that. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the idea behind that and what's going to be happening on the day?
Yeah, absolutely. And before I do, Amir is presenting those awards. And again, I think I'm honored and I'm grateful to him because look, he's a busy guy. And this just shows the character of the man who's going to fly out all the way to the UK for a day or two to present these awards. Not, you know, just for, he doesn't need to, but he's there again, supporting, encouraging the next gen. You know, he talks the talk and he walks the walk. So thank you, Amir. I really appreciate that.
Because this is all about the next generation. And obviously, look, they're gonna, regardless, they do or they don't look up to us. Look, I've been there and I've done it, and if I can share some words on maybe helping them in the future, inshallah, you know, let's see. But look, I think this is a brilliant idea to do something like this because at least you will be rubbing shoulders and they'll be learning something new.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole point. So the idea behind this event is, and Legal Blows to a certain extent, is to get the community together, of boxers together. And again, I'll reiterate, there's going to be, yes, it's a Muslim Boxing Awards, but we've got a number of non-Muslim fighters coming to support. You know, and I think that shows that we are about diversity and inclusion. Doesn't matter who you are. So they will be coming as well. And again, the purpose of this event is to give something back, right? I mean, it's to encourage and show that what these young fighters are doing, there are people out there who value that and appreciate that. And we want to do our best to give them some sort of a platform where, if anything, they get a bit of encouragement, more motivation to do more and excel. Because this year we'll have winners, and we're hoping next year there's going to be that will drive others to work harder, and so they'll be picking up awards as well. So it's all about just giving back.
How can the fans attend the event? Can you buy tickets from anywhere, or just let them know about that?
Yeah. So the website for it is muslimboxingawards.com. So you can purchase your tickets from there. We've got different categories and early bird tickets as well. So they're going fast. So look, we've had amazing response.
I think this is the first time this has ever happened.
No one's ever done it in any country, any jurisdiction, and again, we're just so fortunate to have Amir there, supporting and presenting.
An event like
so
this,
appreciate it.
Support, because there's a lot of young fighters out there, and I want to give them this. We want to tell them that story. It can be hard for Asian fighters as well, but as long as you have a good team and you have trustworthy people around you, you will make it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to share that experience with these young fighters.
And one point I just want to make, because I know you said you've got the exclusive right to coverage, and we do. And the reason why I really wanted to reach out to Boxing King Media is because I think a lot of the content you put out, some of it, it's aligned to our values as well. So there was only one sort of choice for us, and I'm glad that you agreed kindly to cover the event. So thank you for that. We appreciate it.
That. It'll be getting broadcasted on the day on Boxing King Media. And like I said, we're all about positivity and inclusion. So we're happy to be part of it. And obviously talking about boxers, and I've got to ask you, is hot topic this week, Amir, Adam Azim, a kid that you've obviously worked alongside and you've been helping him, guiding him behind the scenes. There's a big debate going on this week whether they're going to take this Dalton Smith fight or not. What do you think should happen? Because people are comparing it to your fight with Kell Brooks, saying that happened too late.
Look, I think now looking back at it, I wish I'd taken that fight early when I was at my peak of my career, because obviously it might have been a different story. When we were flying, but the thing was it was a little bit different for me, because at the time I was defending and unifying, and I was fighting in America as well. So obviously my dream was always to fight in the biggest arenas like MGM and Madison Square Gardens and everything. But then again, I wish I'd still taken that fight. You know what I mean? Even though it might have been a little bit less paycheck that time, but you don't know. But look, I think with Adam and Dalton's a brilliant fighter, great fight he won in his last fight, the way he finished with a great body shot. I just feel that with Adam, I think it's a little bit early for Adam. Yes, he would go in it at the moment, and he would he'll do well, don't get me wrong, or he could still beat Dalton, but does he need it just this early? I mean, look, he's only a young boy. This is where you come into it now, where Adil and me were speaking about this earlier, saying, his advisory team needs to think, you know what? But he needs at least 1 or 2 more fights, get more, just get a little bit more mature, and also get a little bit more experience, and then you jump into a big fight like that. Because look, Dalton's on his own way. He says he's going to go for his world title fights. Let him become world champion then. And then after he's a world champion, how big of a fight would that be for Adam if he goes and fights for that world title? It'll be a sellout in the UK. Both fighters are big names. Obviously, with Adam having a big Asian community, Dalton being a world champion, hopefully, if he wins that fight. And then it'll be a massive fight in the UK. So I know Eddie's been going a bit mad on social media, spitting his dummy out a little bit, saying, take this fight. But yeah, okay, fine. Eddie, you go your way. Let Dalton get that world title fight, and no problem. Adam will always be there for him to defend it against. You know what I mean? And what a massive fight that would be. I mean, because look, both fighters are brilliant. I like Dalton. I did some TV work with him recently on Sky. He's a lovely guy. Is he with Eddie?
He's with Mushroom, yes.
Well, he was on Sky. So he was for some reason.
No, I think he was just working that day. I think just like a one-off thing.
Okay. And he also saw, look, styles make fights. He saw Adam that time, and obviously Adam knocked his guy out within the first round. So you can see this was about 2 years ago. So he's been really watching closely. He's been watching Adam closely, really. So look, but it'll be a brilliant fight. I'm not taking no sides. Adam's like a younger brother to me, and if I can help him in any way, I will. But the thing is, I think, in my opinion, there's no rush. You can never go backwards. You can only go forward. So take your time. That time will come when it's the right time. Both fighters. I mean, how old is Dalton now?
I think Dalton's 27, 28, and Adam's 21, 22.
I mean, they're kids. You know what I mean? There's still, I mean, Adam's still a kid, really. He's got his man strength to come. Dalton's at the peak of his career, if you think about it. But look, yeah, he doesn't need that fight just yet. I'm sure the McGuigans will tell him the same thing. But will that tarnish his career a little bit? Yeah, it will a little bit. But he has to stay mentally strong. It's like losing a fight. You know what I mean? You have to stay mentally strong and come back stronger. So the way he does it by knocking his next few opponents out, getting that experience, and then taking that big fight. And when he does fight him, he knows he's going to be more than ready.
Yeah, I think that
No,
may. Yeah, go on, Adil.
So from a fan's perspective, I think Amir summarized it, but I really like Adam. I think he's a phenomenal talent. You know, and I fully expect him to beat Dalton, if I'm honest with you.
I think he'll beat him now. But why
But
being a
this
dog
is the
fight?
point, and this
this
is the
early?
point. Even as a fan, not as a pundit or an expert like
Well,
Amir
it's
is,
good.
I'm thinking he doesn't need it now.
No, but
and
no,
it's
good that
Dalton who and Eddie who's calling Adam out as if they're desperate for it.
But I
Adam
like
doesn't
that.
need it.
Well, I like what you just said. You're like a fan now, thinking like a fan, but you're still
Yeah.
thinking that the fight should happen. And
Yeah.
but really, as a business
Yeah.
man, like you look at it and think, nah, it'll be
He
worth
doesn't
a lot
need it.
more money.
Yeah.
Look, you might fight for 100 grand now, or 200 grand, even a million, for example. But in 10 years' time, or no, not 10. No, I'm
No,
gonna
yeah.
me.
Dalton will be 38.
But I know. In a year's time or 2 years' time, it'd be worth in the millions. It'd be in a 10, it could be a pay-per-view fight as well. At the moment, it'll be so I think you don't rush fights for that. Like I said, but I know exactly what Dalton wants to catch him early, wants to catch him young, a little bit inexperienced. And yeah, but I think for Adam, don't wait too long as well, where I left it too late to fight Kell Brook. I was like, I'll pass my best. I'd made a lot of money in the game, and I was like, just did it for the sake of it, you know what I'm saying? But so I still want both fighters to be hungry, especially Adam, you know what I mean? Because I do favor, but like I said, if Adam does go in that fight now, it'll be a tough fight, but I think he still pulls it off. But do you need that hard fight? Do you really need to be in a dog fight at this young
Risk
age?
and reward, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think he gives us a good perspective there. But do you rate Dalton Smith? Because the win he had against Zapida the other week, Zapida, we've seen him challenge at world level, and he's given everyone hard nights, and he stopped him in a way that he's never been stopped before, and early.
Not the way, I mean, look, but he caught me a beautiful body shot. It was a body shot, wasn't it?
It was really right in the solar plex, yeah.
So, what round was that?
I think 4 or 5, maybe 5.
How was that fight going? I don't know.
I think Zapida won the first couple of rounds, and then it was getting a bit 50-50 in 3 and 4, and then Dalton walked him onto that body shot in round 5.
Well, body shot to body shot. It's like getting caught with a big shot. Look, it could happen. And what if that body shot didn't happen? What would have happened in that fight, do you think?
But there's some footage that's come out. They worked on that shot in the changing rooms.
Oh,
That's
Look,
the shot his dad was
I think,
preparing him for.
yeah. So respect to his dad and his coaches. I mean, look, that shot what they were working on worked, in it. And I'm sure when they do fight Adam, they're gonna be working on a strategy to win that fight as well. So look, Dalton is a great fighter, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a beast. And what he showed on the last weekend was brilliant. So, but look, against Adam, I just feel that Adam maybe needs 1 or 2 more fights. People are gonna push him, but I just stick to your team and stick to what you think is right.
I think if Adam had the choice, he'd fight anyone at a heartbeat. But that's when you need good advice.
I think
exactly.
Is that the
Adam
hardest
would
thing
say,
for?
"I'd do that fight."
Is that the hardest thing for all boxers? Because yourself, Amir, you will fight anybody. No one's ever going to accuse you of ducking. But the people around you are managing your career to maximize your earnings. They make these
100%.
decisions. And that's where people like Adil
100%.
come in handy as well.
Exactly, because that's what happened with me and the book. Why that fight didn't happen for a long time was because I was making big money in the US, and then the only reason then I came back to UK and I fought Frank on Eddie's first ever professional show he did, which was against me and McCluskey, and I just did that fight because obviously I was getting paid big money from the US. I had an amazing big contract from HBO, and then I moved on to Showtime. So for me to come back at that time, look, we all prize fight at the end of it. But yeah, I mean, look, but I do still look back and think maybe I should have just taken that fight a little bit sooner because, yeah.
Yeah, that's spot on. And just a quick prediction. I mean, you don't need to go into detail, but tomorrow night we've got Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark, big heavyweight fight, British title, Commonwealth title, heavyweights, dusting it up in the O2 tomorrow. Who do you think is going to win?
Okay, fight. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win that fight. I think it's a decent fight. I mean, look, heavyweight boxing in the UK now is booming. Having Joshua, having having Fury. I mean, look at the heavyweight division. I mean, you still got the other fighters still ready, almost who could all be British champions. I mean, there's some brilliant fighters we've got in Britain when it comes to the heavyweight division. I think the heavyweight division now it could be one of the tastiest division that we've got in boxing in the UK. So I'll be looking forward to that fight. I think it'll be exciting, and may the best man win.
Good man. Amir, Adil, appreciate your time. I'm gonna you guys carry on. Hopefully we see you on April the 20th at the Botanical Suite, is it? In Birmingham?
That's right, Birmingham, yes, April 20th. And again, just to very quickly, you can buy your tickets from MuslimBoxingAwards.com, and our Insta page is at Legal Blows. So give us a follow as well.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate your time.
Hi, my bro.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, man.
I got a question for you. Where can discipline take you? Discipline points you towards your goals.